Hi everybody, my name is Lauren Boyer and I'm going to be sharing my prototype from my second making and doing mini project with you. So I am on Zoom right now, so let me share my screen with you and we can get started. So before I get into my prototype, I just want to say that a big inspiration for this project was the making and doing project that I did a reflection on called Ancient Passages Echoes of Luna City, in which a fictional colony that humans inhabited on the moon was created by an ASU professor. Um, so I kind of took a similar idea and kind of talked about what the societal and human implications would be for humans colonizing Mars, which we know is um, like a big goal right now. One of the main goals of exploration right now. So yeah, I kind of just want to talk about my or kind of what I feel like the STS issues surrounding this um, goal are. So, one thing I talked about in my reflection is the idea of singularity, which we talked about pretty recently. Um, if humans end up habitating Mars, are they really still humans once people are being born there? They might lose their humanity because, or what we consider humanity, they might change um, and evolve to adapt um, the settings of Mars and what Mars's environment, climate, things are like they'll be completely different than people back on Earth. And I also want to talk about the idea of technological momentum, which again, this is all hypothetical, but I can see that being a good kind of way to look at what could potentially happen if and when Mars is colonized. I mean, at the beginning, I feel like humans will have control on the innovation and progression of the society, but once things are more settled, I feel like technology will take over and become ultimately more powerful than humans. It's also worth noting the immense technological progression that it will take to get to Mars and to inhabit Mars. So technology is already really strong at that point. Anyways, this is a what I feel like is like a colony application for people who will want to live on Mars. Obviously, when that happens, it's going to be a very extensive process. It won't just be, oh, you pack up the car and go to Mars. Like, it'll be a very expensive and lengthy process. So, this is my idea of like an initial application, almost kind of like a housing or a job application. So, the first one I have is give a brief background. Who are you? What is your profession? How much is your salary? How would you describe yourself? Why are you looking to move to Mars? Please list your race, ethnicity, and nationality. So I feel like when Mars is colonized, um, whoever's governing that or in charge of that will want to make sure that the population is diverse, diverse in both identity, profession, and all things like that to make sure that it's not just one group of people that like the idea of starting a new society with these progressive values already kind of embedded in the society um, could be an idea of progress that they have. A second one is mental illness screening. What is your history, if any, with mental illness? What about family members? Please provide medical records. Be prepared to schedule screening with one of our professionals. So in one of the peer-reviewed sources I read, they talked about how when anyone is sent on a long mission in space, they go through extreme vetting for mental illnesses to make sure that they are mentally sound enough to go on these extensive trips and be in these small and close quarters with people they might not necessarily know or just for long amounts of time. So I feel like that would definitely be part of the application. And in the article, they did talk about how that would be a good thing to look for once Mars is colonized. Kind of similar is physical health. Please list your history of, if any, of physical ailments you have experienced in your life. This includes heart problems, broken bones, genetic predisposition to diseases, past addictions, drug or alcohol, cancer, including family history. Please list any medications you frequently take and be prepared to pass a physical endurance test. So I feel like when people are being sent to Mars, they're going to want to send like the fittest, the strongest, the people with the most stamina, I guess just to ensure that society keeps going and that these people can keep up with the progress. Fourth one I have is describe your social and work interactions. Please list your Myers-Briggs personality type and describe yourself socially. Give an example of a time where you worked with a team to overcome an obstacle. Be descriptive. So again, when this society is starting off, they're going to want people there that are people or that can work well together and have like the common goal of the team in mind. Yeah, and the last one I have is references. Please give references from current employers. A reference from a current colony inhabitant would be great as well. So again, once Mars is getting colonized, they're not just going to send loads and loads of people off. It'll probably be a very extensive interview process. And the fact that I added a reference from a current colony and habitat probably shows that it will be the rich and privileged to be sent off there first. So yeah, since this is just a prototype, the like engagement part of it would just be more of a questionnaire. The actual vision I have in mind and that I wrote in my reflection is like an actual algorithm that could predict whether or not you would move on in the application process. So next I have the mission statement that I feel like whoever is in charge of choosing who gets to live on Mars, overseeing the process, whatever, would say as just a mission statement, as a brief statement. So this is my idea. In colonizing Mars, the goal is to create a new world, literally. Our goal is to eliminate the problems that plague Earth before residents even get to Mars by means of a thorough vetting process. These issues can include, but are not limited to, homelessness, hunger, sickness, etc. We recognize problems on Earth are not solved, we recognize these problems on Earth are not solved. We aim to lead by example. So I kind of intentionally made this open to discussion / a little problematic, just so we can discuss that. Is it actually progress if all this money and the eventual colonization of Mars is achieved, even though like current problems on Earth are being neglected, like the ones I mentioned, homelessness, hunger, sickness? Should all this money really be spent on a hypothetical society, a hypothetical lifestyle, when these very real problems aren't solved? Is that even like a worthy thing to argue? Yeah, that's something I'd be really interested in discussing. Yeah. So again, this is all very, very hypothetical because the colonization of Mars is probably very far in the future. I know that's like a big thing that Elon Musk is into. But yeah, my goal of this project was kind of to talk about how, or kind of just open the discussion to how this colonization can be problematic. I'm also open to discussing the benefits of it because even I can think of a couple. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy my project. I will stop sharing this right now. Yeah, it was very interesting to research, and I don't know, it kind of like reopened my interest in space exploration. So it was really fun. All right, thank you for tuning in.